We might as well just go ahead and fast forward to the NBA Finals. Let's go ahead and put the Brooklyn Nets up against the Los Angeles Lakers, because I'm telling you one thing, the Nets are undefeated as of right now, and ain't nobody getting by them.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about our initial impressions of the 2020-2021 NBA season. And we also have some questions that we hope will be answered as the games progress this season. Let's get into it.
So my initial impression of the Los Angeles Clippers is that, you know what? I think Paul George might be on to something. He's playing really well, seems to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. Looks like he's been on social media, reading all the comments. So I think, you know what? My question is, can PG keep up the productivity for the entire season?
My initial impression is pretty much the same. I am actually enjoying Paul George's production in the few games that I did see him play this season. I think that if Paul George can take whatever he's doing right now and carry it through the rest of the 70 games that he has to play and into the playoffs, then I really believe that the Clippers' chances in the West can be solidified. The Clippers lost some trust. So when I'm watching the games, I'm like, okay, they may be up, but, wait till the third quarter. That's me. I'm doubtful, and I don't want to be doubtful. So hopefully the Clippers will be able to regain my trust as the season progresses. And hopefully when we get to the playoffs, then I'll really be like, yes, that team can contend for the Western Conference Finals and hopefully for the NBA Finals. My question, however, is, so why did the Clippers actually bring in Luke Kennard? I just, help me understand what that is. And they traded Shamet and Montrez for not only Luke Kennard, but also for Nicholas Batum. I need some answers.
Yeah.
Because right now, I know it's early. Hopefully they'll get their footing in this new, the new way that the Clippers play, different than their previous teams. But right now, they're not doing it for me.
Oh, no. Their saving grace has been Serge Ibaka. Out of the whole switcheroo, it's been Serge Ibaka. Luke Kennard, I didn't know who he was prior to coming to the Clippers, and I can't say that I know who he is now.
Exactly. So, hopefully Luke Kennard will show himself. Reveal yourself, Luke, because it ain't happening right now. So that's what I have for the Clippers.
Okay. All right. So now the Golden State Warriors have been a really big disappointment for me. If you watch previous videos, I actually had Golden State at the top of my Western Conference. But after watching a couple of games, I don't see it. And it seems like all this time we've been talking about Steph, but turns out it's really Clay. We miss him. The Golden State Warriors need him in order to be successful.
Ditto. I can't even, that's my exact same question. And the thing about it is that when Steph came into the league, him being able to shoot lights out from the logo, 3-point shots all around the perimeter was really unique. But guess what? It isn't anymore.
Right.
There's so many other players, superstar players, new players that are coming into the league that can do exactly that. So outside of Steph Curry's 3-point shot, what else does he have to his game? Because I really don't want to see him on defense. I really don't. And I think it is a disservice to the Warriors organization when they show him on defense. Stop putting the camera on him. No, for real. And so I believe that Clay was the glue. Granted, they did have KD. So KD is not there anymore, right? But the Splash Brothers, the biggest splash was Clay.
Right.
And I don't see this team right now in the few games that I've watched, and you guys have watched them too, that they're going to be able to do it. And it's sad, actually. It's really sad. Because I had hopes for them. I didn't have as high as Sha, but I did have hopes. And Warriors and Milwaukee, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
That game was so hard to watch. I was like, oh, is dinner ready? I mean, I was just I was over the game. I was over it, and it was really sad to watch. My question is, will Kelly Oubre and Wiggins start coming to the party? When they gonna start coming to the party? Because the Warriors
Mhm.
need them.
You
We
know,
need both of them to be the production that Clay could have put up. We need both of them.
That is true. Now, as disastrous as the Golden State Warriors have been, and it's still new. Draymond Green has been out, but my glimmer of hope has been James Wiseman. Oh, the rookie has been shooting 3-pointers. I mean, he's a center, 7'1", shooting threes. I mean, that's great coming in. He's only played a couple of games. He already said that he's starting to feel comfortable and the NBA game is starting to slow down. Oh, I think people are in trouble now. Don't let him get comfortable out there.
You know what? If he can be the savior for the Golden State Warriors this season, good for him. Being a rookie, I agree with you on that. I believe that he will add production to the Warriors that they really need in order to make it to, I mean, if not the play-in, at least the playoffs, or playoffs, at least the play-in, something like that. But yeah, James Wiseman is hopeful and he has a bright future ahead of him. I also like the fact that the veterans are actually coaching him along the way. So that's that means that they're invested as well, and they know that he can really add some productive value to their organization. So that's really good. They need that.
I mean, he was the second pick overall in the 2020 NBA draft, and I'm glad that at least he is playing up to his potential.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the NBA, James Wiseman.
Yes. Okay. Now the Phoenix Suns. I had a lot of hope for the Suns, but not so much anymore. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's early in the season, but it seems to me that Devin Booker has to score all the points in order for them to be successful. I thought Chris Paul would be more of a guiding light, but I'm not seeing that. And it's still early, but still, where's the supporting cast?
In foul trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
In foul trouble in quarter one of each game. I'm waiting for the connection of Devin Booker and Chris Paul to finally come into fruition. I'm looking for whatever that spark was claimed to be.
Yeah.
And I know it's early, so that's what I'm looking for. So hopefully once that shows up, then we'll be able to see what the Suns' potential really is, because I just don't know right now.
I don't see anything right now.
Right. And if their forward centers or big guys can't stay out of foul trouble, by the end of the game, they're going to be on the bench. And then who else do the Suns have as the third or fourth option off the bench in those positions to be able to hold it down while they're making their run to win games and to make it to the playoffs? So hopefully that'll all reveal itself as the season continues to progress. But I don't know. The Suns I'm waiting.
Yeah. So moving on to the New Orleans Pelicans. I actually like what I'm seeing from them. I think Coach Stan Van Gundy has really put the emphasis on defense. Yes, they can get a little better, and it is early in the season, but I think they look good on D. But my question is, Lonzo played 33 minutes and scored 6 points and 2 rebounds. Should he really be starting the game? He's definitely not closing.
No. And I like what the Pelicans are doing as well. I'm just going to go on record and saying Brandon Ingram is my favorite Pelican player. I just like his game and to know his progression where he came from the Lakers and then he, was injured and had to recover from that to go to the Pelicans and become most improved player and really still be balling to get his contract extension. I am here, all things Brandon Ingram. He is carrying the Pelicans. Carrying the Pelicans. So, and I believe he'll continue to do that. So he makes me excited. And then coupled with Zion Williamson's full production, being able to play more minutes, for me, I see hope in their future. So I like that. My question would be, if not Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe? Is Eric Bledsoe really the point guard that they may have to go with? And why?
Yeah, well, they could go with Kira Lewis Jr.
If you're going to start him, Kira Lewis Jr., do it now. Do it. I would want them to do it right now. Right now, while we are the 3-4 games, 2-3-4 games into the season. Do it now so he can get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't know if their point guards, both Lonzo and Eric Bledsoe, is it.
Yeah, well, right now they have Bledsoe at the shooting guard, but it seems like
they him out though.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think Stan believes in Lonzo. I just don't. I'm sorry, they didn't extend Lonzo. I just don't think they have faith in him.
Wow. So who are they looking at?
That beats me. That's why they drafted Kira.
Yeah, but if they're not gonna play him,
hey, you know what, Stan Van Gundy? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Josh Hart is great. He can bring the ball up. I think, you know what, in today's NBA, there is no set point guard anyway.
True. That's true. That is true. That's true. I agree with that. So I'm still concerned about that particular guard role with the Pelicans. I'm not concerned about the forward or the center, because even with the addition of Steven Adams has been a nice pickup for the Pelicans. It's that point guard, shooting guard positions that I'm just not solid on, and I think will show up as a hindrance to the Pelicans as they go further along in the season.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna need for them to fix that immediately.
Yeah. But I'm really impressed with Zion. He is playing so forceful. Somebody said that he's like a big Russell Westbrook. I think that's why I like him. I think that's why I like him.
That's not bad. That's not a bad comparison at all.
Okay, now moving into the East. Can I just say, we might as well just go ahead and fast forward to the NBA Finals. Let's go ahead and put the Brooklyn Nets up against the Los Angeles Lakers, because I'm telling you one thing, the Nets are undefeated as of right now, and ain't nobody getting by them. Nobody.
You know, to be honest, in the East in particular, the measuring stick of a team's success has to be up against the Nets.
Yep.
So these teams in the East need to be identifying how can we match up to the Nets. And if you can figure out a way to match up to the Nets, you'll be able to win the other teams.
I'm saying.
It's almost like, why are we even watching these games right now? Right now, I'm just saying, I guess it's fun to watch, I suppose. But we already know what the outcome is going to be. It's almost like knowing what the outcome is going to be before it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's getting by the Nets. They are too deep. I just don't know what to say. They're going to win.
Anytime you can really sit down your whole first unit, you can actually just sit them all down and bring the second unit on the court, and they can still keep up production.
Oh, yeah.
Just like ain't nothing. KD and Kyrie have been able to relax for the past few games by the end of the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're in conversation on the sideline. How you doing? How'd you
I know. I saw that.
Yeah. So East teams in the East, your measuring stick on your level of success is the Nets. And if you are not watching how they play and how your team can compete against that, you're going to be going home even if you make it to the playoffs.
Oh, definitely. The closest team for me that can give the Nets fits would be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching that game. I felt like it was like a fight. The first quarter, somebody threw a left blow. Second quarter, somebody gave them an uppercut. I think that was a really good game to watch, to see, okay, well, like the Celtics, are they really as good as the Nets? Apparently they are not, because they lost that game. But yeah, it was an exciting game. I think it was, like big brother, little brother, and the Nets were supreme. And so my question is, can they get by the Nets? Can they? In a 7-game series, is it possible?
Anything's possible. I do believe that. And one thing about the NBA, using their phrase, it's a make or miss league.
Oh, for sure.
So anything's possible. Yes, I do know that. The Nets are lights out, and I don't know if anybody can dispute that at this point. And if they do, please drop down in the comments and tell us why. Okay. However, I believe the Boston will have a fighting chance if and when Kemba comes back and he keeps up his production. What they're missing right now, and I believe one of the things that was lacking in their first few games, although they may have won one and that's fine, is that they need someone to cover Kemba's production. He can get you at least 20 points. At least.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy. So while he is out, my question is, who from the Boston Celtics roster is going to be able to take up the production level of Kemba? And then when Kemba comes back, Kemba, can you keep your production level and even improve it to help the Boston Celtics compete against the Nets? And if they can do that, then I believe their chances of competing fairly with the Nets would be high. That's what I believe.
Okay. Now, can you imagine Kemba and Kyrie going head to head?
Yes.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think you can count on Kemba, though, because his knees are they're unpredictable. They gave him a bunch of time off in the bubble. He came back and then they started bothering him again. I think during the offseason, he had a procedure done and he's sitting on the sidelines again, looking all dapper, but we need him on the court.
We need him on the court. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So I worry about Kemba. You know, they signed Jeff Teague, which is a great replacement, but he's not enough either. No. And so the problem is, and I think you pointed it out, is Brooklyn's depth is way deeper than the Celtics. So when the starters sit down, I mean, there's not much productivity on the Celtics side. Whereas when Brooklyn's starters sit down, let me send in Karras, let me send in Allen, let me send in Jeff Green, there's so many options.
Yeah, exactly. Dinwiddie, come get these buckets. I mean, you can go on and on. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the only thing about the Boston Celtics. But I believe they have a better chance than perhaps other teams in the East right now.
All right. So the Atlanta Hawks, I actually feel bad for Trae Young. He's trying so hard. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. He just don't have enough help, it seems like. What happened to Rondo? Clint Capella? Where's everybody? I know Trey's looking around like, what happened? Where's my squad?
Where is my team? No, for real. He's on an island. And as good as Trae Young is right now, and he has the potential to be great, is his production, time, effort wasted in Atlanta with the Hawks? You get so excited when you talk about Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. But then when you think about everybody else, where are they?
Yep. And they want to extend him, and he's going to be looking like, okay, well, who am I going to be playing with? Y'all didn't want to give John Collins what he wanted. Woo-hoo.
And so you guys brought over Rondo just for the playoffs? No, I need Rondo to be playing right now.
Yeah.
I need regular season Rondo as well. So, Rondo, the Hawks need you and your veteran leadership, because I know that's one of the reasons why they brought you over.
It's a serious question. Seriously.
Does somebody know? Hawks fans, can you drop down in the comments and tell us where your team at?
Okay, now, lastly, the Miami Heat. Defending Eastern Conference champions. I think they look pretty good right now. They made a couple of switcheroos on their lineup. You got Tyler starting over Goran Dragic, but was that the right move?
My question is, who is the second option for the Heat?
Oh, Bam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Bam. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Will Bam and Jimmy Butler be enough to overtake the Nets?
No. Nobody's getting by the Nets.
Again, nobody's getting by the Nets.
Nope. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the Eastern Conference Finals already.
Oh, my God.
Let's put Boston or Milwaukee against the Nets.
Or Milwaukee. Really? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Hey, drop down and answer those questions for us, people. You guys are fans as well. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Because the way things are looking right now, and it is early, it's a lot of questions on these teams. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know what I want to know too? Your predictions before the season began on these teams we just covered. Has it changed?
Well, for me, yes. The Golden State prediction I had is out the window. It's done. I don't care if Draymond comes back or hey, Clay is not coming back. He's the miracle. Without those three together, they have no chance. In the West, The West is tough. All right, you guys, we are going to wrap this video up. Make sure you drop down in the comments and let us know what you think. What are some of the questions you have for some of your favorite teams? And hey, we will see you guys on the next one. But until then,
peace.
Peace, y'all.